It's almost 6 a.m. here at Kanara Primary School, turned into a camp for people displaced by floods. The day has begun for Stephen Munge, a P4 pupil who has to sail the dangerous waters to school. After crossing to another camp between his home and the school, Munge joins another group of pupils waiting to cross River Semliki tributary to reach the school. For these pupils of Kanara sub-county, where the schools were submerged, schools reopening meant they have to go through this twice every day for them to be able to attend school. As you can see, the queues ferrying pupils from P1 to P7. They have to do the same in the evening as they return to the camp. This happens to many pupils of Rwangara, Kachwankumu and Umoja primary schools. Some pupils wake up as early as 4 a.m. to beat the routine, sailing the deep waters every day without even life jackets. Sailing on the deep waters every day without even life jackets.
Nitimuka na tochi. Tukuimuka, tukwata katochi keti, tanduka mhanda gweja ntwidi. Tukaimuka kara, abamato bayanga kutuhimba, abamato bayanga. Tuikara tukaruga kule waseibiri chaimani yejao. So
the challenge we are facing, one, those runners, sometimes they reach the school late because they don't normally get the boats to cross in time. Then second, this most especially the tributary for Semliki is harboring some dangerous animals. Like the hippos are within, the crocodiles are within.
Chamukaga, ngera mwezi niswaka senta nisasuraze buzamu asasurabu za fees.
So we have tried to ask the parents to cross the children in waters when they are going to school, and we have told them, in case you are not ready that day, the child should rather keep home.
I use a motorcycle to travel there. I leave it across at the police station. Then I cross the swamp. I go to my home. And then in the morning, I wake up, I cross the swamp, and then I come to the motorcycle, I move. I pay 4,000 daily, and then plus fuel.
We are talking to this canoe rider that can they support us, can they reduce also on the price? That's one. Also, if possible, they look into the streets because these are their children.
There are few options, but some parents have taken their learners to private learning facilities nearby to avoid these situations. Umoja Primary School has an enrollment of 558 learners, the sweltering heat bearing down on them.
This is a church.
Two classes, except primary one, have to share one of these 4 tents donated by UNICEF. This is the wall that separates these two classes, P6 here and P7 the other side. And some of the pupils have told us that it's difficult for them to concentrate as the two classes are going on concurrently.
They make noise for us, another class. We want us to build for us another class, another room. We'll be alone.
When you are there teaching, or when you are there, even the learners, the thing becomes very hot, as if you are in a flamping.
These pupils' challenges are coupled with limited teacher numbers, poor housing for teachers, lack of food for lunch, lack of clean water, and no sanitary pads for girls. Teachers say many learners spend most of their time dozing as they cannot sleep at night because their parents run noisy bars in the camps where they stay.
I have girls who told me that they sleep at around 3 a.m. because all customers must first go out of the bar, and that's when they put their mattresses to sleep.
Total enrollment in the 3 schools stands at 1,368, down from 1,628 pupils in 2019 when floods hit the sub-county and subsequently COVID-19 pandemic that led to schools closure.
But there is still that challenge of those learners who have not turned to school due to some challenges.
They are already used to making money. They are already having bosses who employ them to go on water and make money. So they are comparing now going to the lake and going to the school.
The education authorities in the district say they do not have a permanent solution to the challenges in the sub-county apart from appealing for more philanthropy for tents, sanitary ware, food and increased funding for utilities. Prime Minister Robin Anabanja promised to relocate the Kanara residents before the schools reopened, something that is yet to happen. The leaders look at it as the only permanent solution to the challenges in Ntoroko.
Their source of livelihood is fishing. Therefore, when you tell them move away from the lake, they will not accept. Now, what do? We have identified some places that were not flooded, that were not submerged. If government can avail funds, about 2 billion, 3 billion, or even less, so that you make resettlement plans, you resettle those people there, then we can be able to budget for reconstruction of permanent infrastructure that was lost in the flooding.
As Stephen Munge and his fellow learners try to cope with the underlying challenges each day, they will have to compete with other learners across the country in the national exams. Edward Mhumza, NTV.